Hi, in this video we're going to discuss some of the things we dislike about the Shark Apex AX952. Now, the first thing we dislike is that the Shark tends to be a little on the heavy side. Now, it's not as heavy as like a Dyson Kinetic or something like that, but we're kind of used to Shark machines being a little lighter. Now, we've got beside us here, this is the NV682. This is 13.3 pounds. This is the NV801, it's 14.5 pounds. Now, granted, these are a little more compact, but we've also got the full-size NV752 here at 15.6 pounds. And at the end, we put a Dyson in, that's the Dyson Multifloor 2. That also is 15.6 pounds, the same as the NV752. But over here, the Shark Apex, we're looking at 16 pounds. So it's not a huge difference, but it is noticeable, and it's a little bit heavier. Another thing about the Apex that can be a little bit annoying is actually this lift-away feature. Now, the feature itself is great. It works well, and we like it. But what it does, it adds a lot of weight above the line of the wand here. And that you can feel on your wrist when you're turning each way. And you do twist your wrist a lot with this vacuum because of that swivel steering. So this feels kind of like a large lump there that you have to keep moving. And it's more pronounced with a heavier vacuum like the Apex. It is something you get used to. We don't mind it that much, but it's there and you do feel it, especially when you first get the vacuum cleaner. The Apex has something called Duo Clean technology, and that involves having two brush rolls in the cleaner head. And we can see that here. We've got the typical stiff bristle brush roll here in the center of the cleaner head, and then a very, very soft brush roll on the front. And, you know, we've tested that on carpet and bare floors. It's actually a fairly good feature. It does a good job. But one of the byproducts is on carpet, it tends to claw itself forward a little bit. And some people even refer to it as feeling self-propelled. Now, the issue there is that when something is being pulled forward, it's also fighting you when you're trying to pull it back, and you can feel that. It's not huge. It's not we don't find it a big issue. Some other people might. But it's something that you should be aware of. We're just going to turn the machine on here. Now we can see that moves forward easily. The pullback, there's resistance. Again, it's not a huge amount, but you know, the longer you work with it, the more pronounced it is. So something to be aware of. Something else that can be a bit bothersome about the Apex is the rather narrow cleaning head. Now, you know, it depends on the kind of vacuuming you do in your house and the area you have to clean. A narrow head is kind of nice for maneuverability, and it's good for getting in and around things. But if you have large open areas to clean, you have to do many passes of the vacuum to cover an area. Now over here we've got the Dyson Ball Animal 2, and you can see it's got a larger cleaning head. And if we measure the suction opening at the bottom of the cleaner head here, we notice that we get, with the Apex, about 10 inches. Okay, and that's a bit narrow, especially for a full-size upright. If we move across over here, and we look at the Dyson, the opening in the cleaner head is, you know, almost 13 inches, maybe 12.75 inches. So that's, you know, it's 27.5% wider cleaner head on the Dyson. So again, if you're cleaning a large open area with the Apex, you'd have to do a lot more passes with the vacuum. We also wanted to highlight that a number of people have found that the vacuum either sticks to area rugs and mats or bunches them up. Now, we did a test on that and found that it worked okay for us. We could see, though, how it could happen. We've got a video with us doing that test, and it's worth taking a look at. Now, there are complaints that the Shark Apex has a tendency to stick to or pull up area rugs. Now, we've got the NV752 here, It actually has a setting, thick carpet / area rug, as does the Apex. We're going to run the NV752 here and see how it performs in that mode. Okay, it does not suck up the rug. You can see that it almost wants to, and this rug is, very loosely sitting on top of the tile surface here, but it did not. Now let's switch over to the Apex, and again we're going to be in thick carpet area rug mode, and let's see what happens. Okay, maybe a slight more tendency to want to pull the rug up than the NV752, but not too bad. The area rug mode of this actually lets a little bit of suction. There's a suction release valve up top that gets opened, so it lets a bit of suction out. Now, if you were to do this, say in low pile carpet mode or in hard floor mode, I believe you would struggle, and let's try that. This is low pile mode. Yeah, right away it pulls up the rug. So you want to be careful, and you want to make sure you put the thing into area rug mode, and you're probably okay. We dislike the length of the hose on this vacuum. We find it a little on the short side, and that's going to limit your ability to do like a long set of stairs or maybe even some overhead cleaning. You're going to feel the pull on the vacuum, and we've got a video here where we compare the length of the hose on this to that of the Dyson Ball Animal 2. We do find the hose on the Apex a little short, or at least a little difficult to stretch out. And you will notice that when you're using a tool on the end of the handle or on the end of the wand, the machine will have a tendency to pull over fairly easily. Now, if we take the handle off here, you'll see what I mean. If I'm out here doing something, it doesn't take much before that machine wants to come over on you. Now, we actually did a measurement here of how much stretch we would get to the end of the wand. Now, before the machine either was pulled towards us or came over like that. With the Apex, we managed to get no more than about 7 feet, which isn't a whole lot. Now, we compared that to the Dyson Ball Animal 2, and it too has a stretch hose, but we were able to pull this guy out way off here. I mean, we're way off camera here, but we got 13 feet and 7 inches with this machine, so it's got a heck of a lot more cleaning reach with the hose than the Shark, and it would be nice if the Shark had a longer hose. So those are some of the things we dislike about the Shark Apex Model AX952. Now there are quite a few things we really do like about this machine, and you can see those in our video entitled Things We Love About the Shark Apex Vacuum. Thanks very much for watching. Hi, in this video we're going to discuss some of the things we dislike about the Shark Apex AX952. Now, the first thing we dislike is that the Shark tends to be a little on the heavy side. Now, it's not as heavy as like a Dyson Kinetic or something like that, but we're kind of used to Shark machines being a little lighter. Now, we've got beside us here, this is the NV682. This is 13.3 pounds. This is the NV801, it's 14.5 pounds. Now, granted, these are a little more compact, but we've also got the full-size NV752 here at 15.6 pounds. And at the end, we put a Dyson in. That's the Dyson Multifloor 2, That also is 15.6 pounds, the same as the NV752. But over here, the Shark Apex, we're looking at 16 pounds. So it's not a huge